Angels begin a 4-game series this weekend against the Seattle Mariners after arriving late, I should say early this morning here to Seattle, Washington. We welcome you inside Safeco Field and back to Angels baseball here on Fox Sports West, along with Mark Gubiza. I'm Victor Rojas. And last night, of course, the Angels won their 5th consecutive game on this road trip. Last night, they were powered by 2 home runs. Mike Trout continuing to swing a hot bat.
Yeah, Victor, he may not be participating in the home run derby in Cincinnati, but he certainly did in Colorado. Did he crush the ball in back-to-back games? Take a look at our AT&T Universe Rewind. Mike Trout on Tuesday night, that baseball took 2 seconds to get out of the ballpark. He crushed that far and that quickly. And, of course, last night he did the same thing. Home run to left field. Quick through the hands, then at a 3-1 count, almost a dead center field, nearly 470 feet away for Mike Trout. 3 home runs in those 2 games against Colorado. He is seeing the ball very well, and he's the one guy in this lineup that has great numbers against King Felix.
That's about as close to a bat flip as you're going to see from Mike Trout, and well-deserved as well. Tonight we've got a pretty good pitching matchup. Felix Hernandez on the mound for Seattle, and the Angels will counter with Garrett Richards.
Yeah, you expect not a whole lot of runs being scored in this game. Both these guys have pitched exceptionally well against their opponent. Garrett Richards, last 5 starts against the Mariners, 3-0, ERA under 1 at 0.97. King Felix, early on, the Angels had good success. The last 8 started against the Angels, 5-0 with a 0.83 ERA for the King Felix show here in Seattle. But both these pitchers throw the ball well. It should be a lot of fun to see who wins this one.
The battle of sub-1 ERAs. We're going to step away for a moment. When we return, we'll continue to talk about this upcoming pitching matchup. Angels baseball is brought to you by CarMax. Start the search for your next car at CarMax. CarMax, start here. By Jack in the Box. Taste the new black pepper cheeseburger today, only at Jack in the Box. By Keck Medicine of USC, beyond exceptional medicine. And by your Southern California Toyota dealers.
Set between the Angels and the Seattle Mariners. Now we talked about how good these two pitchers are throwing. We're going to give you an idea and show you why both these pitchers can dominate our tools of the trade. Presented by Ram Trucks. Garrett Richards has that great fastball, but what changes him and separates him is this nasty slider. That's the pitch he can go to get a swing and miss, that downward action, 88-mile-an-hour slider. King Felix has that great circle changeup. Good fastball, but his changeup is the pitch he goes to get that swing and miss so many times for Seattle. And we'll be looking for those pitches coming up in a little bit. Lineup and first pitch coming up next from Safeco Field.
Hovering around the mid to upper 80s, even touching 90 on occasion, and a lot different than Denver. Certainly no rain in the forecast, and even if there was, Gooby, no rain delay because of the roof.
Oh, nice.
I shouldn't say that just in case the roof gets stuck in a rain delay.
But we feel a lot better here today.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Felix Hernandez and the Seattle Mariners have taken the field, so we will check out Mike Scioscia's starting lineup for the Halos tonight, game number 85, as they stand at 46-38 on the season. Johnny Giavatello leading things off at second. He was the hero last night with a game-winning hit. Cole Calhoun in right. Mike Trout in center. He of his fifth multi-homer game of his career. Albert Pujols the cleanup hitter at first. Eric Ibar in short. Matt Joyce in left. C.J. Cron back in the lineup. He's at DH. Carlos Perez gets to start behind the plate. And it's Taylor Featherston getting to start tonight in place of David Freese at third base. Taylor batting ninth as they take on the 29-year-old right-hander native of Valencia, Venezuela. His name is Felix Hernandez.
Felix Hernandez got 4+ pitches. Fastball is 90-94. Slider, curveball, and a plus changeup. My go-tos against King Felix. Be creative. That means bunt, hit and run, steal some bases, make him field his position, and don't miss the fastball. Especially early in the game, when he throws his fastballs often, do not take that, crush that fastball, score early.
Defensively for the Seattle Mariners tonight, a little different look in the outfield. Smith, Ackley, and Trumbo from left to right. Spasms causing Austin Jackson to be out of the lineup. The infield has Seager, Miller, Cano, and Morrison from third to first, and Mike Zunino behind the plate.
And we've seen Ackley originally coming up playing second base, play left field, but playing center field his 69th career start in center field. 15th time he has started in center field this year. No errors for the former second baseman playing center field.
Felix with a 10-5 record, making his 18th start of the season. Good numbers in his career against the Angels, even better over the last 11 starts, as Gooby pointed out. Both of these starters tonight have done well against the opposition of late. First one tonight from Felix Hernandez, a fastball upstairs, and it's ball one. Giavotella hitting .269, has 3 home runs, 33 runs batted in. His one and only hit last night, the 9th inning single with the bases loaded off John Axford, giving the Angels a 3-2 lead and victory as he hooks one down toward the King's court.
And one thing you can notice right away with Felix Hernandez is that balance he has over the pitching rubber, the leg turn, the hip turn, gives him real good balance. A lot of souvenirs down in that section in King's Court. But that balance that he has is fantastic.
Off speed, foul at the plate. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Felix with 110 and a third innings under his belt, 85 hits allowed, 106 strikeouts on the year. Those last 11 starts against the Angels, 6-1 with a 1.
That's pretty good, don't you think?
Yeah. 1-2 pitch. Oh, bouncer foul.
One thing to keep an eye on, though, with Felix Hernandez this season, strikeouts per 9 inning, still very good at 8.65. That's down from last year. He was 9.46. And base on balls, 2.69 walks per 9 inning this year as compared to 1.75 last year. So basically, he's almost human. Almost.
Yeah.
Almost.
And at times we've seen him be absolutely dominant, not only against the Angels, but just in general throughout baseball. And then there's been other times where he's had some hiccup games this year, which are very uncharacteristic for him. A little bit of an ankle injury earlier this year. Maybe that had an effect on him. Giavotella keeps his at-bat alive here, fouling this one off.
In the month of June, 2-3 with an ERA of 5.5 for Felix. So far in July, 2.57 ERA.
Breaking ball. This is popped up and playable for Logan Morrison, the first baseman. 1 out.
My Hyundai key for this game, talking about trying to get some action going. A little Jimi Hendrix up here in Seattle, a little crosstown traffic, and that means be creative, run, force the issue, go first to third, hit and run as much as you can. When you face a guy, especially with the numbers he has had, in the last 8 starts in the area, 0.83 ERA in his last 8 starts against the Halos. You've got to find ways to score runs, and you just can't expect him to make a lot of mistakes during the course of the game.
Cole looks at a strike. Calhoun last night 0 for 5 with 3 strikeouts and 2 groundouts. 0 for 8 since picking up his second hit of the game Tuesday night.
Good changeup. And if you're Cole against Felix Hernandez, you have to be thinking the other way. His changeup's very good away. He'll throw that 2-seam fastball away. Curveball has been very good. He's been throwing a lot more curveballs this year than we've seen in the past, and it's a very good curveball.
And reaching for this one, flare down the left field line. That's going to fall in and go for extra bases.
That's exactly what you try to do, to go the other way. Doubles down the left field line. Cole was just 1 for 23 in his career versus Felix Hernandez, but that time, like a changeup, it was up. Change up, usually have a chance to put it in play.
Cole picking up his 15th double of the season. Man in scoring position, but that's exactly what you were talking about. Just take what's given to you. And Cole at times gets into that pull happy mode, especially it always seems to happen after a long ball.
And he thinks in terms of, they're going to throw inside. They're going to try to pitch him away, especially Felix with his changeup.
Trout takes a fastball inside. He's got good numbers. Pretty much the only guy that has good numbers against Felix Hernandez. 345 in his career against Felix. On the year, a 305 average. 24 home runs and 50 runs batted in.
Again, what we saw in that first pitch, we were seeing a lot of late. Pitchers pitching Trout off the plate in. Early in the season, they were throwing a lot of fastballs away. Last year, they did that. Fastballs in, elevated fastball. He's laid off both those pitches. And all of a sudden squaring up those pitches away. Now they're going back inside against him.
2-0. Pulled foul. Tonight's the 9th straight game in which the Angels will not be retired in order as we go back to see Trout's success against Felix.
Yeah, back-to-back opening days, first at-bats of the season against Felix Hernandez. Home run in 2014 and home run earlier this season here in this yard. 3 career home runs for Trout against Felix Hernandez.
2-1. Tied him up.
That's a real good two-seam fastball from Hernandez.
And now Zunino and Hernandez going to talk things over here. You don't see that too often. A 1-out double by Cole, putting a man in scoring position here in the first. Halos have scored in the first inning each of the last 3 games. Looking to do it here, make it 4 in a row. This one's fouled off to the right.
Boy, did he get a pitch to do some damage. You can see the way King Felix shook his head. Knew he made a mistake. They were trying to go inside. That pitch was right out over the plate, and Trout had a good swing at it. Showed that home run he hit opening day here, his first at bat against Felix Hernandez. It was a similar pitch out over the plate. Hit it out to left center field.
Another fastball from Felix.
Well, you think at some point he's going to throw that slow curveball to him. But if it's down near the strike zone, it's going to be hit hard by Trout. He's everything in the lower part of the strike zone, especially off speed. Makes a good pass at.
Another 2-2. It's fouled back.
That's a good changeup. When you look at home, you're seeing, 90-mile-an-hour changeup. It's a good one. His changeup's 88 to 90, sometimes even 91 miles an hour. Two-seam fastball, 91 to 93, an occasional four-seam fastball get 94, 95.
Cole leads off at second base. He bounces that one. Overthrown breaking ball. Nice job by Zunino just to get a glove on it.
It's a good at bat so far for Trout. He's had some good swings too. Felix Hernandez, you can tell he's aware of Mike Trout, the one guy in this lineup with good success against him. He's not going to give in. Knows he still has an open base.
And he got him with a changeup. 2 outs.
Going to chase that changeup at 91. Great location. It's that changeup we showed in the opening, how devastating that pitch can be, especially as a hitter. If you chase, if it starts at the knees, it will always end up close to the dirt. Very difficult to square up.
So man at second with 2 outs down. Here's Albert. 264 batting average, 26 home runs, 56 runs batted in. Single that he picked up in the 4th inning of last night's game, is 2600th of his career. 10 for 45 in his career against Felix. This year 2 for 8.
Albert pretty patient on the first pitch generally. He looked like he was ready to go if he got a fastball. Instead, Hernandez threw him a nice tight slider on the outside corner.
Oh, 1. This is popped up. Morrison into foul territory, and he'll put it away. So the Angels get a 1-out double off the bat of Cole Calhoun and leave him stranded in scoring position. Went to the bottom of the first. Here's Safeco with no score. Seattle Mariners, who rolled into this one in 4th place, 9 back at the start of the day in the American League West with a 39-46 record. Morrison, Cano, and Cruz in the top third of the order. Robinson Cano starting to swing the bat a little bit better now. Seager, Smith, and Ackley in the middle third. Trumbo, Miller, and Zunino bringing up the rear for that starting lineup for Seattle. Taking on Garrett Richards, 16th start of the season, looking for win number 10.
Yeah, very good in his last 5 starts, 3-0 with a 0.97 against Seattle. When you look at Garrett, when he's successful, look at the ground ball outs percentage early on. The first 11 starts is 40%. 58% ground ball outs in his last 4 starts is 15% of his outs via the fly ball. That's why he's been so good in his last 4 starts.
Coming off back-to-back wins, one of which was against Seattle as Morrison looks at a strike. That win against Seattle at home on June 27th. Gave up 2 runs on 7 hits and 7 2/3. And one at Arlington over the weekend. 7 2/3 in that one. That one's up and in. Evens a count at 1 ball, 1 strike. Now going back to those last 4 starts and the splits you point out, it seems like he's gotten back to throwing a little bit more fastballs than what we saw earlier in the season.
Yeah, trust and better command of his fastball. He keeps telling me that each time out his mechanics are getting better and better.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Even though that pitcher was out of the strike zone, you can see how calm he is in his delivery right now. Not too quick, keeping that front shoulder tucked in, balance over the pitching rubber. When he flies with that front shoulder, that's when he leaves all his pitches up. Even though they're still going to be firm, they become more hittable upstairs.
Way outside. Some breaking ball he got away from him.
Yeah, that was a slider that's got around it. So he did a nice job of tucking that front shoulder in, but then the baseball looked like it slipped out of his hand as he was delivering. Mechanically, he was fine. But got around the baseball, didn't stay on top. You need to stay on top of the baseball when it comes to your slider.
And Morrison drives one out to deep right center. 1-0 Seattle. A monster blast by the Mariner first baseman. We talk about zoning in on a 3-1 pitch.
Yeah, when you get yourself into a count where you can look for a zone. Again, that fastball was up. We've said that often about Garrett Richards. When his fastball is elevated, it becomes at least a better chance of hitting and squaring it up, and he certainly did on that one. 12th home run of the season for Morrison.
'91st home run hit by Seattle. That ties him with the Angels now in the season. As Robinson Cano looks at a strike. Robinson Cano's got the batting average up to 252. 6 home runs, 29 runs batted in. And he drives one out to deep right field. Cole back, and it's off the wall. Cano racing to second, and it's a double. His 22nd of the year.
There's a slider, too. Looked like he fooled him out in front just enough to keep it in the ballpark, but that's how strong Cano is. Even though fooled a little bit by the speed of the pitch, still got the bat head out. Connects it right at the 380 sign. Just barely stayed in the yard, but a good swing from Cano. You mentioned swinging the bat better.
Coming in it tonight in the month of July, 13 for 35, a 371 batting average, picks up a double. So back-to-back hits here against Garrett Richards. Here's Nelson Cruz. First one inside. Cruz elected to the All-Star game this year as a DH. 300, has 21 home runs and 51 runs batted in. He grounds this one sharply to short. Ibar picks up the skimmer, fires to first, and there's the first out. Halos defensively will have Matt Joyce in left, Mike Trout in center. We've seen Cole Calhoun in right, the infield. With Taylor Featherston, Eric Ibar, Johnny J. Vitello, and Albert Pujols from third to first. Carlos Perez behind the plate.
Featherston at third base. Mentioned that Richards will get his fair share of ground ball outs. Featherston's been very solid at third base. His fourth start. He's been in no errors. We've seen that arm strength he has. Should get some activity, especially against some lefties with that running fastball going down and away. Baseball's hit his way. That's a big out, by the way, against Nelson Cruz. Not only get him out, but you don't allow Robinson Cano to move to third base.
Seager swinging first pitch, comes up empty. It's pretty good sound, though, through 3 batters as a starting pitcher. You think you've got pretty good stuff working. All of a sudden, you hear that sound with the home run, the double, and now the loud ground out.
Yeah,
maybe perhaps a little doubt starts creeping in your mind?
Yeah, the big thing is a lot of times, especially for a pitcher, and any young pitcher, and Garrett's still a young pitcher, you get in those modes when you see some good swings to get you even try to throw harder. And that straightens out your fastball. It flattens out your slider.
Breaking ball, and it's a one-hopper past Giavatello to right. Cano is being waved in. The throw from Cole Calhoun to the plate is got him in time.
What a perfect throw. And they're going to look at this to see if indeed Carlos was able to apply the tag on Robinson Cano, but charged well, and what a perfect throw from Cole. See how he's able to get in and gather himself the momentum going forward towards the home plate area, and a one-hop throw to the plate. And it looked like he got him.
Yep, no argument from Lloyd McClendon and the Seattle Mariners. Another assist for Cole Calhoun.
A perfect throw and a clear path to the plate. And the tag applied before Cano was able to put his hand on the plate. What a throw.
You see a base runner trying to reach for the home plate area with the hand as opposed to that foot, that lead foot. If he gets that foot down, he's in there safely.
And credit Jordan Baker for being right in the perfect position to see that tag being applied.
Single for Seager, and this one lifted out to right. Cole comes in, makes the catch. That was a lot of action right there, my friends.
Not a good swing, but only one run.
Thankfully, just one run as we head to the second. 1-0 Seattle. First, Cole Calhoun helping out Garrett Richards with a terrific throw to the plate.
And this is very important, too, in this point of the game for Albert Pujols to let that throw go. A lot of times a first baseman will cut that one off and try to prevent a big inning, get the runner at first if he's thinking about going to second. But a great job by letting that go and a perfect tag. But what a throw from Cole Calhoun.
Felix Hernandez delivers a strike on Eric Ibar. He'll be followed by Matt Joyce and then C.J. Crone. After all that noise and action, just one run for Seattle. Angels had a man in scoring position with one out in the first and left him stranded there. Ibar grounds this one to Cano. One away. Joyce getting the start in left field tonight. The night off last night, did pinch hit in the 7th inning. Saw one pitch, hit a fly ball to center. 193 average with 5 home runs and 19 runs batted in. 1-for-3 game in the first game of that 2-game set against Colorado. He swings and drives one down the left field line, slicing foul.
Attacking that first pitch fastball. Matt Joyce is 2 for 25 in his career versus Felix Hernandez. But one of those two, a home run.
What you life on the fastball tonight.
And what you might see too, the baseball carrying well because it's a warm day here at Safeco Field in Seattle in general.
This is line to center. Base hit for Joyce.
So one of those odd games so far against Felix Hernandez. Two guys that combined for just 3 for 48 in their careers, and Cole Calhoun and Matt Joyce both have hits. Nice job of staying back in that well, using the middle of the field. That's another one of those good swings, like those 2 in a row we saw in Colorado.
Yeah.
A home run to center, and then a ball caught right at the wall in center field too.
Here's C.J. Cron. Monster weekend in Texas. And he breaks his bat, loops one to left. Bat will fall in for a base hit. Joyce trying to go to third, and he is safe at third base. The old swim move. Took a gamble there with Seager going down the line and avoiding the barrel of the bat. But Kyle got back, but a terrific slide by Joyce.
Well, we said you got to be creative. Try whatever it takes, take chances. It looks like they might check on this one, though.
And they are going to check it, it seems like. Not a whole lot of argument from Kyle Seager.
But you got to take those chances against Felix Hernandez. Yeah, I mean, when you look at the replays even here, it's pretty close. Every angle we've seen, did he tag him on the leg? Did he get the foot in on the hand on the base first? Kyle didn't seem like Seager reacted like he definitely got him, though. He was more frustrated that he didn't think he got him.
It may have gotten him on the leg. Clearly, the Mariners feel like it should be an out. Cron stayed at first base. Surprised CJ didn't take second.
Can you see that rotation of the umpires? This home plate umpire, Jordan Baker, was down there to make the call. So the base umpire goes out. See where the baseball is. That's Andy Fletcher. And Jordan Baker rotates to third base to make the call. Home plate umpire.
Taking a long time to review this one. Get all the relevant angles. The call on the field is safe at third. We'll see what they eventually determine in New York. One of those angles, it looks like maybe the glove did touch the pant leg, but tough to tell. The pant leg prior to the hand. Doesn't get the hand or the arm.
Doesn't get him till there. But is his hand on the base when he applies? Yep, called him out.
And he is called out. So the call is overturned. And there are 2 outs.
Again, he's getting some high fives because that's what you have to be. You have to be creative, be aggressive.
So 2 outs and a man at first base. Carlos Perez at the plate. Perez lifts one out to left. Seth Smith is there. Halos are done here in the second. 2 hits, 1 left down. We'll head to the bottom of the frame with Seattle on top. On the Red Sox after the All-Star break and on July 18th at 6:05. Boston's in 10 and fans in attendance will receive a Nitto Eco Bag courtesy of Nitto Tire while supplies last. Purchase your tickets at the Angel Stadium box office or online.
Seen a lot of action already in this game. Important inning for Garrett to get back into the flow, not necessarily trying to overthrow pitches, maybe change speeds, maybe mixing his curveball early in the game. See if he gets some hitters out in front and get off that fastball.
He's got Ackley, Trumbo, and Miller here the second inning. Lefty, righty, lefty. Ackley getting the start tonight in center field. .210 average, 6 home runs, 17 runs batted in. Grounds this one back up the middle. Ibar can't get it. It's a single. And already the 4th hit allowed by Garrett Richards.
See this pitch right here? Little 2-seam fastball, line drive right back up the middle. Certainly did their homework looking at tape, looking at what pitch to try to attack against Garrett Richards early on their attack, and he just threw 12 pitches last inning. They're doing the same thing that the Angels have done in the past against Felix Hernandez, be very aggressive early in counts.
And what Felix has done over those last 11 games, because that used to be the case where he'd go hard, and get pounded early and then settle down. He's gone more to off-speed stuff. And that's when he's become even more dominant. Snap throw to first, and no tag by Pujols.
That's why as Garrett's career progresses, that changeup is something he's going to continue to try to work on. He does throw an occasional changeup, but not many of them. He'll only make his fastball better.
Trumbo bounces it foul. 1 ball, 1 strike on the former Angel, playing in his 27th game as a Seattle Mariner. Hitting 196 with Seattle. 2 doubles, a home run, and 5 runs batted in. And that's a base hit to right. toward the corner. It'll go for extras. Trumbo heading to second. He is in there with a double. Well, Garrett Richards clearly frustrated as he is behind the home plate area, backing up, trying to figure out what to do next against Seattle. They've come out swinging the bats.
Yeah, kind of even looking into the dugout to see what's going on here as far as what is he doing wrong. And we saw that from Trumbo at home, wearing a Seattle uniform, going the other way on a pitch down. Did the same thing there. That pitch is still a firm 96.
So nobody out here the second, with men at second and third. Infield back. Here's Brad Miller, the shortstop. And he bounces this one toward Pujols, takes it himself. No running for Ackley at third, so they get the out at first, as the Mariners not going on contact there.
And that's a play you would think he should be able to score on, especially when you see a first baseman have to go to his left there. A nice play by Albert. Steps on the base and then looks to see indeed if Ackley would go.
I agree with you, especially with a guy like Ackley. I mean, not a burner by any stretch of the imagination, but with any type of secondary lead.
That's a tough throw for a first baseman. You're going to have to throw off balance.
And it's a blind spot for a catcher. Infield now in as Mike Zunino steps in. And he will take one downstairs. 160 average for Zunino. 9 home runs and 18 runs batted in. Careful on an off-speed pitch up in the zone. Pretty good power.
He's got good numbers in his career versus Richards. One of the few in the lineup for Seattle that has some good swings against Garrett. He's 4 for 8 with a home run, 2 RBI. He's certainly a guy, when you get ahead of the count, you could throw that slider in the dirt to get a swing and miss. It's got to be a slider in the dirt away, not down and in.
96 strikeouts and 237 at-bats for Zunino. Two balls and a strike. Zunino drives one to left, a base hit. Ackley will score. Trumbo being waved in. The throw from Matt Joyce up the line. Perez gets back there and tags out Trumbo. Second assist of the night by the Angels outfield. 2 down. It's 2-0 Seattle.
And they may take a look at this one also when McClendon is looking in. Let's see right here. Nice job as far as Matt Joyce. 1 outfield assist so far this year. Throw a little bit up the first base line, but a quick tag at the plate. They're waiting to see. Looks like they're okay. Nice throw by Matt Joyce. 2nd outfield assist. Real nice job by Carlos. Not only to catch that, but have the presence of mind to apply the tag and get Trumbo as his foot's still in the air as he's trying to get to that plate. But what a throw by Matt Joyce. A couple good throws in this game so far.
Here's Logan Morrison at his 12th home run of the year in the bottom of the first. That was on a 3-1 pitch.
And the amazing thing is Garrett's given up 6 hits already.
22 pitches. That's all he's thrown is 22 pitches.
So again, you can tell they're being aggressive. And then a lot of fastballs in against Zunino. I understand to try to jam him, especially at first or second pitch, but to stay inside against him, you're more apt to make a mistake. It runs out over the plate. First pitch, it's always a good idea to go inside and then try to get him to chase sliders away.
1-0 count on Morrison. The RBI picked up in the first is 32nd. You get it out here, then you're feeling pretty good about yourself. Just to be able to keep it at 2-0. Perez missed that completely. That hit Jordan Baker, the home plate umpire, so advancing to third is Zunino.
Yeah, that got him square. That was a strike also. That clearly must be a cross-up. That got a lot of the inside part of the plate. Supposed to be a fastball away. That's almost right down the heart of the plate. But it's hard.
The right leg.
Yeah, it's hard to. It's very difficult for an umpire when you see a catcher reach it back and then you get hit with it. Also, you think that at that point it's not even close to the strike zone. That's a big man behind that home plate area. A very good umpire too. What we've seen so far from him.
Well, fortunately for Jordan Baker, it stayed out of the man zone. Made some serious trouble if that fastball got him.
96 mile an hour fastball.
So man at third on the pass ball.
And another fastball count coming up against Logan Morrison, who is a very good fastball hitter. We saw that his first at bat on a 3-1 count.
Two-0 pitch. Outside, going with the breaking ball.
And he'll be swinging here 3-0. Be careful with your fastball if you're Garrett. You also have to deal with Robinson Cano on deck, though.
Delivers a strike. Top part of the strike zone. 3-1 count. Breaking ball. Beauty. Full count. 2-0 Seattle. Home run by Morrison in the first. Zunino with an RBI single. Trumbull getting thrown out of the plate, trying to score on that single as well. There's another breaking ball. Called strike 3. Little help maybe from Jordan Baker, and that will do it for Seattle. They add a run as we head to the third. Mariners lead at 2-0. Two coming up against Felix Hernandez. Halos with 3 hits, but nothing to show for it other than that. Cole had the the 1-out double in the first inning, but was stranded there as Trout struck out after a 9-pitch at bat. And then a couple of singles in the second. Joyce originally called safe at third base, and the call was overturned. Nothing more for the Halos, trying to figure out Felix Hernandez. Unfortunately, Seattle has just picked up just the 2 runs, as they have swung the bats well in the first 2 innings against Garrett Richards. Featherston getting the start at third base. David Freese all right. Just a day off for him. He'll bounce over to Miller. 1 down.
Miller with that strong throwing arm himself needed all that arm to be able to get Featherston going down the line, who runs well.
There's Johnny Giavitello popped out to Logan Morrison in the first. A go-ahead RBI last night, 9th of the season. Takes a breaking ball for a strike. A 1-ball, 2-strike count. Halos with an opportunity to pick up yet another game in the standings, with Houston having lost to the Cleveland Indians today. Halos came in a game and a half back of the Astros. Have to solve Felix Hernandez in order to do that. There's the 1-2 again. Outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Overthrew that fastball. A little 4-seam fastball. Again, with some solid defensive plays made behind Garrett Richards. Still very much part of this game against a very good pitcher in Felix Hernandez. 2 great outfield throws.
Breaking ball pulled toward third. Seager goes into the sliding stop. Throws down Giavitello for out number 2.
We've seen some fine defensive plays already. That was a nice one by Seager. Gold Glove winner. Third baseman. Showing good range, a good prep step. He got himself in position to be able to slide and make that play. And a strong throw they get. Giavitello at first base. That prep step so important for an infielder. Get ready to be able to react left or right when the baseball's hit hard. It's the second Seattle third baseman ever to win the Gold Glove. Adrian Beltre won it twice for Seattle.
Cole with a double down the left field line in the first, his 15th of the year. Last start for Felix Hernandez at Oakland on July 4th. Taking the loss, gave up 2 runs, 10 hits, 7 innings of work. This one's lifted down the left field line. Seth Smith drifting to his right will make the catch, and the Angels go down in order here in the third. We'll head to the bottom of the inning with Seattle leading it. I want to remind you, tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Pacific on Fox Sports 1, don't miss a special edition of America's pregame Salute to Victory, featuring the United States women's national team after their historic victory at the 2015 Women's World Cup. APG will have complete coverage of their ticker tape parade live from New York City's Canyon of Heroes. It all begins at 8 a.m. Pacific tomorrow morning and only on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Then on Fox Sports West at 6:30 p.m. Pacific, it's Game 2 between the Angels and the Mariners as Hector Santiago takes his third lowest ERA in the American League to the mound to battle all-star Nelson Cruz and a Seattle Mariner. It's all tomorrow on Fox Sports 1 and Fox Sports West.
Now you can take a deep breath.
And now for the bottom of the third, here's Mark Gubicza.
There you go.
It's all yours, big man.
Yeah, fastball, first pitch against Robinson Cano, a little bit out of the strike zone at 97. Like he went around on that one. I guess he did.
Good call.
Yeah. First of all, it's in the strike zone, too. Now, if I'm up there and does that check swing, he's going, yeah, he went.
Are you screaming it? Yes, he did?
Yes. Oh, there's no doubt I'm on the mound. I'm like, really? He didn't go?
Cano with a double in the first.
That's one of those, too, when you're frustrated on the mound. You go, okay, if he made contact, that's got a good chance to get to the warning track.
Double for Cano in the first inning. His 22nd. He shoots this one toward third, backhanded by Featherston. One down. Nice play by Taylor. Leadoff man retired for the first time for Garrett.
Yeah, long throw across the diamond, a very good throwing arm for Featherston on the backhand. Able to gather himself and fires that one across to get Cano.
Breaking ball, a strike on Nelson Cruz, who grounded out sharply in the first. So he is 0 for 1. Another breaking ball and a beauty.
And they're two really good ones in a row. A lot of times you'll see pitchers, especially that first pitch, the old get over breaking ball. Nelson Cruz crushes that get over breaking ball. Very good two sliders in a row thrown from Richards.
Gets another one here, bounced it foul.
Yeah, that's on the inner half of the plate and down, though. You want to have it expand that, even bounce it away. Trust that Carlos Perez can keep that baseball in front of him.
Not fully committed there. Another good breaking pitch.
Boy, in your mind right now, don't you feel that you could throw a fastball in on him when he's looking away like that for a slider? Although I'm never really big as far as that fastball in on an 0-2 pitch.
Jammed him enough out to left center. Matt Joyce racing to his left. Trout calls him off. 2 outs. So difficult, especially at 96 after so many sliders, and that's what you're kind of looking for as a hitter, to get the hands inside that baseball and barrel it up.
Got it in there just good enough. Didn't get the sweet part of the bat on that one, but still went pretty good distance, and Trout had to track it down.
2 up, 2 down. Here's Cal Seager, singled in the first. Seattle with a run in the first and a run in the second. Halos in the fourth inning. We'll have Trout, Pujols, and Ibar coming up. Seager came in batting .251, 12 home runs and 38 RBIs. Bounces this one to second. Tried to pull that outside fastball, and the Angels get a 1-2-3 inning against the Seattle Mariners. How about that? We'll head to the fourth. Get the offense and get it going against Felix. Remind you, it's time for you to tweet your strongest fan photo. Use hashtag WestDataStrongFan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming Angels broadcast, and it's brought to you by T-Mobile. Mike Trout to face Felix Hernandez to start this fourth inning. 9-pitch battle ended up with Felix winning it in the first inning via the strikeout. The only punch out Hernandez has picked up tonight. No walks, 3 hits allowed. First one's in tight.
He got Trouty to swing at that changeup in the dirt. He threw a couple of them in a row against him. Found all some tough ones. Now he's going fastball in, followed by a nice slider away. 85-mile-an-hour slider.
The Angels retired in order in the third. And this one's pulled, and Seager's not going to get this one. Into left field with a base hit.
You talk about getting your hands inside the baseball. It's exactly what he did on that fastball inside at 92. Well, two-seamer from Felix Hernandez against Mike Trout. Look at pitch by pitch, fastball in off the plate, two-seam fastball followed by a nice tight slider away, then back inside with a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Got his hands inside the barrel of the bat and shot that one through the hole.
First time the Angels have had their leadoff man reach. Here's Albert. Popped out to Morrison and the first.
Stumble looked like when he threw over first base. Feels one pickoff this year, has allowed 6 stolen bases in 7 attempts. He's done a much better job over the last couple of years of slowing down the running game against him. Been quicker to the plate, better footwork, and then throws to first.
Caught the inside corner. Albert asking Jordan Baker if it did. Baker says yes. Didn't appear to get the inside corner.
That's both times against Pujols. He started him off with a slider first pitch.
Trout takes off, and this one's bounced foul. Pretty good jump, too, for Trout. Have to head back to first. Pick the right pitch, too, a changeup.
He's got 2-3 steps at least before Felix delivers the baseball on an all-speed pitch. Very good opportunity to steal a base. Looking to get to that double figures as far as stolen bases. He got 9 on the season.
Pitch out.
And good base runners recognize that's different. It's a quick pitch. When you're a base stealer, you get out to your position where you're comfortable as far as your lead, and you see a pitcher get down and then quickly throw the home, you know something's on at that point, and you stop. You have to try to keep everything as similar as possible.
Even if it wasn't a pitch out, you're stopping. Your instincts are to stop.
Because he usually holds the ball.
Albert chases an off-speed pitch, and he'll go down swinging for the first out. One of the few odd swings we've seen from Albert, especially over the last month plus now. Fooled on the changeup.
He even looked back up at the scoreboard to be able to see the replay of that swing. And the changeup. It's a very good changeup. Yeah. So a lot of people think it's a split finger fastball, but it's a circle changeup.
Trout looked like he was going to get picked off, and he's able to get back to first base. I think it's like the Angels dugout saying it was a balk.
Well, he was definitely going, and somehow found that back part of the base. When you're a base runner, you're going back. You got to go to the back of the base because there's a longer tag for the first baseman to apply that to you.
Well, Eric had made up his mind that he was going to swing before that pitch was delivered. A slider down and in. Seager in on the grass now. Cano cheating in a couple of steps at second. The Mariners with solo runs in the first and second innings, leading at 2-0 here in the fourth. Ibar lifts one in the air down the line. Moving over is Trumbo. This one into the seats. Yet again, another breaking ball that was down and in. So no balls and 2 strikes.
And that's the difference when he's holding the baseball there. A lot of times the pitcher, what you do, you'll try that again, hold the baseball, then you quickly throw over the first base.
Off speed away.
If anything right now, Trout is certainly throwing off the timing of Felix Hernandez. As a hitter, gives you a better chance to get a mistake or potentially a fastball because you're trying to be quicker to the plate to give your catcher a chance to throw out a would-be base stealer.
Handles have played well against Seattle this year, 6-3 mark. Trailing in this one as Ibar takes down and in. So full count now. Nice job by Eric to get back into the count. Joyce on deck. He singled back in the second.
We threw Trout a 3-2 changeup. You wonder if we'll throw Ibar a 3-2 changeup. And you wonder if Trout will be going here.
Trout takes off. The breaking ball rolled towards second. Cano has it. 2 outs. So man in scoring position for the Angels with Joyce coming to the plate.
Matt had a real good swing his first at bat against Felix Hernandez, used in the middle of the field. Starting to drive the ball much better of late. I think with good pitchers, though, Victor, they remember exactly what the hit you gave up against, what the pitch was.
And the location.
Yes. And then he comes back with a slow curveball. Last at bat, Joyce hit a fastball.
I mean, even go back to the Ibar at bat, the 3 pitches that Eric swung and didn't make contact or hard contact. Breaking pitches down and in. This one line to center. Ackley almost dead in his tracks is there. Puts it away, and the Angels leave a man in scoring position. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th with Seattle still leading at 2-0. Bottom of the 4th inning. What am I doing Saturday? The Tigers are in Minnesota to take on the Twins in a game you can only see on Fox Sports 1. Beginning at 1 p.m. Pacific. Then at 4, it's Baseball Night in America as the Yankees take on the Red Sox on your local Fox station. It's all weekend, all this weekend I should say, on your home for baseball every Saturday. Fox at Fox Sports 1. Seth Smith, Dustin Ackley, Mark Trumbo to face Garrett Richards, coming off a 1-2-3 third inning. Smith a fly ball to right field to end the first. He shoots one to left, a base hit. Seventh hit allowed by Garrett.
And they're just gearing up on fastballs, which with Garrett's fastball generally doesn't, even if you're looking for it, they don't square it up too often. In this game, Seattle certainly has.
It seems like the attitude or the philosophy going into tonight is anything spinning, just lay off of it. Sit dead red. Ackley with a single and a run scored. That was in the second inning. Good crowd here tonight on a beautiful Thursday night. Great weather. Halos pretty much got to their hotel this morning at the crack of dawn. I got to bed around 4:30, 5 o'clock, some of them. Long night in Denver. And this one's flipped out to left. So back-to-back hits to start the 4th inning.
They stayed back real well on a breaking ball once again. It's almost as if they know when a pitch is coming. They're comfortable at the plate, looking for a spot.
Jumbo doubled in the 2nd inning. He shot it down the right field line. Third double as a Mariner this year.
Boy, a dangerous part of the plate there against Trumbo, even though it was 96. Boy, Garrett could really use a double play here.
Looked like he went around on that one. No, he didn't. Bill Miller, the first base umpire, so it's 2 balls, 1 strike.
See if he indeed went. Well, it looked like he did. It was close to holding up.
Two balls, 2 strikes.
It's a real good slider there from Richards.
Smith at second, Ackley at first. Breaking ball, fouled off to the right. So reset and do it again. It's the 4th time this year in which Garrett has allowed 8 or more hits in a game. 3rd time he's allowed 8. He's allowed 9. That's the season high. And that was at Boston on May 22nd. We're playing just in the 4th inning with nobody out.
This big pitch here for Garrett and the Angels here now. 3-2 count. Got to keep close against Felix Hernandez, that's for sure.
Breaking ball, and he walked him. So they're loaded up for Miller. Mike Butcher is going to make his 2nd visit of the night.
We're just trying to limit the damage here again. Defense has really picked up Garrett so far with 2 perfect throws to the plate. One from Calhoun, the other from Matt Joyce. Good tags by Carlos Perez. These two have worked very well together, Carlos Perez and Garrett Richards so far this year.
Miller grounded out to Pujols in the second inning. So he's 0 for 1. Infield in. Can't get that breaking ball. We saw that in the first inning. The one that he threw, I believe it was on a 2-1 count to Logan Morrison. It was up and away. The pitch just hasn't been there for him tonight. That's been the pitch pretty much all season. It's got him back into counts. And that is ripped to right. Cole is there, makes the catch. Tagging and coming home is Smith. The throw gets cut off by Pujols, fires it to third, and safe at third base. 3-0 Seattle. Miller with a sac fly picks up his 26th RBI.
It looked like Albert couldn't quite get the grip on the baseball. Wise decision by Albert Pujols to cut that off and throw to third. Close play. Still in position if you get a ground ball and an infielder, get a double play. See the throw home, and Albert cuts it off. It didn't get quite enough on there. Almost threw a palm ball over to third base because of the grip of the baseball. Started looking at his hand as soon as he threw that ball. A wise decision by Albert to try to cut that and throw to third. Close play.
Here's Zunino, RBI single in the second. Infield back at double play depth now. That almost hit Zunino. There's that breaking ball again that he just does not have a feel for tonight.
Both his slider and curveball. And there's games when that happens. With a feel of your breaking ball. You have two of them. You just hope that at least one of them you can use during the course of the game and not have to throw a fastball every time. See that batting average, 5 for 9 versus Richards. Again, a guy that can hit into a double play.
And Zunino lifts one out toward left center field. Towering shot. Trout calling off Joyce at the warning track, makes a catch and avoids a collision. Ackley will score, and it's 4-0.
Remember, that was an issue early in the season between Matt Joyce and Mike Trout. He had to stop and barely avoids contact. And the center fielder, when they call that baseball, that is their baseball. The center fielder, the quarterback of the outfield defense. And as a corner outfielder, you go until you're caught off by the center fielder. Can't blame Matt Joyce for aggressively going after that, but once you hear the center fielder calling it, get out of the way.
Zunino picks up his second RBI of the game. He's got 20 on the season now. And here's Morrison, looks at a breaking ball away. 1 for 2 tonight with a home run and a strikeout. Back-to-back singles, a walk, and 2 sac flies for Seattle. One ball, 2 strikes. Got an odd night for Garrett Richards. Seattle came out swinging the bats early. 3 runs each in the first and second innings. Limited that to just 2 runs. At a 1-2-3 third, then back-to-back hits to Smith and Ackley to start this one. Pulled down the line, and Pujols snags it, touches the base. That'll be the 3rd out. Nice play by Albert. Seattle adds 2. We'll head to the 5th with the Angels down now 4-0. By the Dodge Charger with an EPA estimated 31 highway miles per gallon. This car was made for driving in California. Visit Dodge.com. By AT&T Uverse, more live channels on the go than cable. And by Heffernan Insurance Brokers, insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit HEFINS.com. 4-0 Seattle. It is a beautiful, beautiful day as we start the fifth inning here at Safeco Field. 54 pitches for Felix Hernandez. He's allowed 4 hits, 2 strikeouts and no walks, facing C.J. Crone. The bottom third of the order for the Halos here in the fifth inning. Crone, Perez, and Featherston. C.J. with a base hit down the left field line of the second.
Well, you still feel that you can get back in this game, even though he hasn't allowed a run yet, Felix Hernandez. He just doesn't look quite as crisp on his fastball command, even sometimes on his curveball.
3 balls, 1 strike. Called strike. Full now.
Well, good movement on that 2-seam fastball, even on a 3-1 count.
Here's the payoff. And a called strike 3. Crow thought he'd worked the walk. Got the bottom part of the strike zone, and there's the first down of the fifth.
Yeah, that was a 4-seam fastball. A chance to be a little more trueness on that pitch. Target set by Zunino, and he hits that target lower part of the strike zone. According to our Fox tracks, a perfect pitch at 93 from Felix Hernandez.
Yeah, that's someone looking off speed and begging for a walk. So difficult because you've got to be on your toes looking for all types of pitches, especially with 2 strikes.
Like I mentioned, you can see that one, a curveball. He has 4+ pitches. A lot of times when pitchers go out to the mound, they may have 2, sometimes 3+ pitches, but Felix Hernandez, because he has such good command of all 4 of his pitches and all with movement, it's very difficult to square up.
Broken bat lined to short, 2 away. Cardinals now 0 for 2. As the Angels will host the Twins on July 21st, and that's at 7:05. Fans in attendance will receive a Hawaiian Angels hat courtesy of Chevron Extra Mile while supplies last. Purchase your tickets at the Angel Stadium box office or online. Mahalo.
What does that mean?
Whatever you want it to mean, Gilby.
Right.
It's your world.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. It's a cool looking hat in my world.
Featherston grounded out of the third. Fouls this one off. And snowballs to 2 strikes. Not a full slate of games on this Thursday throughout Major League Baseball. Detroit beat Minnesota 4-2. Mentioned Cleveland beat Houston 3-1. Kansas City defeated Tampa Bay 8-3. Oakland lost to New York 6-2. Featherston fouls it back.
We can see sometimes when Felix gets frustrated, doesn't hit his spot. He was trying to sink that changeup, and that was upstairs, and Featherston able to foul that one off.
Giavatella on deck. One, 2 down, and that's a ground ball to second. Cano, ball jumped up on him a little bit, has it. And a 1-2-3 inning for Felix Hernandez. He's retired 6 straight. We'll head to the bottom of the inning with Seattle leading. Bottom of the 5th inning. This copyrighted telecast is presented by Authority of the Los Angeles Angels and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. 8 hits allowed for Garrett Richards, 1 strikeout, 1 walk. He'll face Cano, Cruz, and Seager here in the 5th for Seattle. Cano 1 for 2, a double off the wall in right center field in the 1st inning, a ground down to Featherston at 3rd in the 3rd inning.
Garrett has now faced 20 batters in this game. Only 8 times has he thrown first pitch strike. Even though they've been aggressive against him, he hasn't thrown that first one for a strike.
A late action on that one underneath the hands.
And Garrett lately has had great command of his fastball, getting ahead of the counts. Tonight hasn't been that case for Garrett so far.
Almost got him to chase. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The only inning in which Garrett has cruised has been the 3rd, and it was these 3 guys, Cano, Cruz, and Seager. A 1-2-3 inning. 2 ground outs and a fly out. And this one's driven out to center. Trout turns around, racing back now, curls around to his right, will make the catch.
And that's what you try to do as a center fielder. Get back there as quick as you can, knowing how much ground you have to cover, then try to pick up the baseball as you get back towards the warning track.
Out in front of the pen out there.
A lot of people out there.
No doubt. This is the right of the Mariners bullpen.
Yeah, well, it is. What we've seen now from Trout, because he's playing more shallow, he is getting more and more comfortable going back on baseballs and covering a lot of ground. I think this season, for me, watching Trout play defense in center field this year, his best year defensively. As far as his reads off the bat, taking away those singles in front of him, and still be able to go back and track baseballs down.
No balls, 2 strikes, because he's been willing to kind of adapt, to change, and try to take away some of those little flare hits, knowing that you've got the speed to go back and get it. I mean, if it's on the line, nobody's going to get it anyway, regardless if you're playing shallow or deep.
And credit Dino Ebo for that. He's talked to him a lot about it, and finally he's bit into that.
This one out to shallow center field. Here comes Stroud. He'll play this one on a hop. He thought about it.
It's still good coverage on that little flare. Normally he's not even going to be close to that position to get to that baseball. And he's looking up at the Videotron, and he's also looking into Dino Weeble to see if everything was exactly the way he should have did on that play. Again, he's still only 23 years old. He's still trying to learn, both at the plate and in the field and on the bases. And Dino's done a great job as far as working with him on that.
Seager 1 for 2 with a single and a ground out. A base hit by Cruz, matching a season high allowed by Garrett. He's up and in. .71 pitches for Garrett so far. Foul tipped into the mitt. 1-2. In the past, the Angels and a lot of teams played Seager to pull. The overshift was on, 3 infielders on the right side, but Seager's made an adjustment this year. Going the other way, not afraid to do so, and just like that, on cue. Out the left center field. It's a base hit.
The fastball that was elevated. Tries to pull that one. He's going to get jammed. Stayed back and drove that ball well to center field, left center.
There's Seth Smith, also 1 for 2. Fly ball to right and a single. Led off the 4th with a base hit and eventually scored 1 of the 2 runs. Mariners tonight 2 for 5 with men in scoring position. He's also picked up a couple of sac flies. This is a team with the worst batting average with men in scoring position in Major League Baseball. 205. They've hit 164 with the bases loaded this year. They got the sac fly last inning. Little dribbler up the line. This one rolls foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Halos with a man short in the bullpen. Houston Street unavailable for this weekend series. Although Joe Smith will close.
He did say he felt a lot better today. You know, Houston, he's the way he is. He'll find a way to make himself available as quick as possible.
Breaking ball, boy, that was a big breaking ball in front of the plate. It's a big hop off of Perez. A wild pitch with runners at second and third.
10th wild pitch of the season for Garrett Richards. Very difficult one to block. It's way out in front of the plate. It is about as good as you can do as far as keeping that baseball in front of you. If you're Carlos Perez, bets off the shoulder and gets away for a wild pitch.
Infield in. 2-1. Went around. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
For a big punch out. You need the strikeout here. If you're Richards.
Down and in. And a full count. Ackley on deck. Three-two, and he got him. Good off-speed pitch. 2 down. Second strikeout of the night for Garrett.
Yeah, that's a good slider from Richards. Needing a strikeout. Gets one here. Seth Smith trying to hold off on the swing but could not do so.
Infield back at normal depth. Ackley 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. 2 runs scored. And he takes just a little bit low. Looked like he caught the bottom part of the strike zone.
That slider around the outside part of the plate gets the call for Richards.
One now. Ackley bounces this one to Giavatello. Garrett gets out of it with no damage. 5 complete. Top of the order coming up for the Halos. Down 4-0.
Went on a 3-1 pitch from Garrett Richards. Gets the Mariners on the board early with a solo shot. King Felix has it all working here. Very good changeup. Get a swing and miss. It's Pujols, Trout, and then a fastball away. C.J. Cron looking. Another solid performance for Felix Hernandez against the Angels again. After early in their career, his career, the Angels really had some great swings and scored quite a few runs against Felix Hernandez, but it hasn't been the case for the last 8 starts against Felix.
Giavotella, Calhoun, and drop for the Angels here in the 6th inning. 3 strikeouts for Felix Hernandez. 4 hits allowed. Johnny 0 for 2 with a pop-up and a ground out. He's had it working tonight. Everything he's thrown up there.
Starting off batters with curveballs for strikes. Johnny Giavotella will turn 28 tomorrow.
I remember that birthday. Vaguely. Some lifted foul and out of play. 0-2.
Oh, I don't.
You don't at all?
No.
28?
No. Although it was last year. I already forgot about it.
You were like 12 years into your big league career at that point, weren't you?
I think I might have had a surgery on my shoulder by that point, too, already.
At 28 already? Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, 28.
The death knell for pitchers, the shoulder, especially back then.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it now, so many guys having that Tommy John surgery have come back very well. Now, the elbow seems to be, the guys come back with similar velocity that they had before the injury, but shoulder surgery, it's still a delicate surgery. Well, the surgery I had, came back and got another, I think, 7 years after that. Steve Busby, who was with the Royals, who had 2 no-hitters in his career, had a very similar surgery. He was done. So the advancement in, you know, in medicine and the type of surgery you can have, especially arthroscopic, is compared to going in there and cutting in there. Much improved, much better opportunity to come back and get close to where you were before you injured yourself.
Reaching for this one, slow dribbler toward third, barehanded by Seager, and out at first is the call.
Dino Abel's running down to the phone right now. Mike Scioscia getting out, saying, hold on a second. They're going to take a look to see if he did indeed make that play. What a play by Seager, though. Whether he's out or safe, that's an outstanding play by the Gold Glove winner of last season.
Johnny's running back, so that's not usually a good sign. And they did get a nice play by Seager for the first out.
The stretch, too, by Logan Morrison. Full stretch out. Baseball in the glove just before Giavotella's foot on the base. What a great play by Seager. And a good stretch by Logan Morrison also at first base.
Cole, a double and a fly ball to left. A little over 28,000 here tonight. The opening game of this 4-game set. All-Star break begins on Monday. Oh, 2. Bouncing that one. Felix, a fantastic talent. Amazing that he's still just 29 years of age, as much as he's accomplished at the major league level already. 2-2.
Been extremely durable throughout his career also. He's got good mechanics. Boy, coming into this game, Felix Hernandez has thrown 290 in the third innings pitched against the Angels in his career coming into this game. We've seen him a lot. Early on, wasn't so bad. Lately, it's been tough.
Cole strikes out swinging for out number 2.
It's a good curveball. And that's the pitch he's throwing a lot more this year. Very good 12-6 break on his curveball. So his first 42 starts against the Angels in his career, 7-12 with an ERA over 4. But his last 11 starts, ERA at 1 and 6-1 mark.
Named to the All-Star team this year, 6th time in his career. Trout a starter for the 3rd consecutive year, 4th All-Star game overall. One ball, one strike. So note on the Felix Hernandez about his perfect game that he threw on August 15, 2012. Once against the Rays right here, Safeco, the first perfect game in Mariners history. It's the last no-hitter thrown by an American League pitcher. There have been 10 no-hitters since that perfect game, all by National League pitchers. Foul back. That's amazing to me.
It is amazing.
The number 10 is amazing.
Yes, that many
but the fact that
no-hitters.
they've all been thrown by National Leaguers, even more so.
And we've seen a lot of close no-hitters this year. But we've also seen a lot more home runs that seem to be hit this year also.
Yeah. Oh, they're playing with a baseball, you think?
I don't know.
Get Oliver Stone on it. 1-2. Trout shoots it down the line, foul. Mike 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a single.
Well, you know, in college baseball, they lowered the seams on the baseball to create an opportunity for the baseball to travel better when it's hit the right way.
Watch out.
Especially dealing with those BB core bats, a little different aluminum bats.
Yeah.
The last number of seasons runs down a lot in college baseball, but you saw that even in the College World Series, a lot more runs were scored.
Two-two pitch. Trout strikes out, swinging for the 2nd time tonight. As Felix has himself a 1-2-3 inning. He's retired 9 straight. We'll head to the bottom of the inning. Still 4-0 Seattle. Hey, Tuesday, baseball's best players gather in Cincinnati for the Midsummer Classic with home field advantage for the World Series on the line. Our coverage of the 2015 MLB All-Star Game begins Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific on Fox. And guess what, Gooby?
What?
It's streaming live on Fox Sports Go.
You serious?
You better have downloaded that app.
Oh, well, I need your help.
I'm going to turn you in if you haven't.
I need your help. As always.
There's a big button on the right that says download.
What button?
Zach Trumbo, Miller, and Zunino here in the 6th inning. Season high 10 hits allowed for Garrett Richards. Trouble fouls this one back. The ball's 2 strikes. Trouble with a double down the right field line. Drew a walk in the 4th. It's the only free pass that Richards is allowed.
Pretty close pitch. 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Good sink on that fastball, 2-seamer.
Trying to battle through it too.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been there, man. When you don't, there are just times when you can't figure it out. You're a man on an island there because you pretty much have one pitch that you can count on. That's been the fastball, and they've turned that around tonight.
Yeah, and it's frustrating too. Those are the type of games where you just try to battle your way through it, and you hope that the offense picks you up. And we've seen a lot of offense from this club over the last 5 games. But when you're facing Felix Hernandez, you know that's most times that's not going to be the case.
Are you surprised that he hasn't gone to the changeup a little bit more, just to try?
Yeah, at this point, especially because they're on your fastball. And when you see hitters on your fastball at 96, 97, you have to use your changeup. And they're not chasing your slider, especially when you've seen them chase that slider in the dirt before.
Ground ball toward the hole. And Featherston gets in front of Ibarb. And maybe they blocked him out a little bit. That's a single. And by definition, a seeing eye single for Mark Trumbo to lead off the 6th inning.
Yeah, Featherston frustrated. He's showing pretty good range. Almost got to that baseball, but when he couldn't get to it, it screened Eric Ibar. Again, that frustration when you're making pitches where you always feel that you can get hitters out. And Garrett just hasn't been able to get those pitches where he wants tonight. And those games happen. Sometimes when you don't have your command of pitches, they hit baseballs at the fielders, and you look up and you're up there 6th, 7th inning, and you haven't given up any runs.
Franklin Gutierrez pinch running for Mark Trumbo. Stay in the game and play right. Brad Miller 0 for 1 with a sac fly. Nice block by Carlos.
Pitches thrown now for Richards. It's been a battle for him here tonight.
Miller not fully committed to that swing, fooled on the pitch, and it's 1-2. Most hits allowed for Garrett Richards in a ball game, 12. And that was on August 17, 2013 against the Astros. Got no decision in that one.
When you think of what he has done in his last 5 starts against Seattle, 3-0 with an ERA 0.97.
Outside.
That's that slider that seems to be slipping out of his hand as he's trying to deliver it. Again, how that happens, your wrist, you don't have your fingers on top of the baseball and your wrist drops down and you end up getting around the baseball instead of on top of the baseball.
Miller strikes out on a high fastball. 1 down. 3rd strikeout for Garrett. And we'll bring up Zunino. Halos have action in their bullpen now. Left-hander Cesar Ramos loosening. First man up. Garrett's now at 93 pitches. Good breaking ball. And that is shot to right, little flare. Gutierrez will turn and head to third. Cole stumbles, but gets back up and gets the baseball in. So runners at the corners here with one away.
Fastball, this goes the other way off the end of the bat. Looks like Mike Scioscia's going to go down to the bullpen.
So Garrett will depart here, having matched his career high in hits allowed. Retires one man here the sixth inning. On the top of the order, and Morrison, a left-handed batter coming up. So Scioscia's going to go get Cesar Ramos. A frustrating night for certain for Garrett Richards. He'll depart here with runners at first and third. Still just a 4-0 deficit, hoping that Cesar just keeps it right there. The match the career high in hits allowed, 12, and departs with a couple of men on base. It's our in and out, who's in, who's out. Garrett is done. Cesar Ramos takes over on the mound. Ramos got into the ballgame last night, faced one batter. That was the left-hand hitting Charlie Blackmon. It got him to line out to finish off the inning. Cesar on the season, 2-0 on a 1.85 ERA, 34th game. He's got 24 and a third innings under his belt, 25 hits allowed, 18 strikeouts, and 5 walks. Seattle, by the way, 12 for 24 against Garrett tonight.
It's all about command, getting ahead of the count. It's a difficult task for Garrett tonight. Something we haven't seen from him outside of that game in New York. He's on a pretty good roll since that point.
Ground ball towards second. Giamatella has it. Feeds Ibar for one. The relay back. Inning-ending double play. Cesar Ramos gets it done. 6 complete. The Angels down 4-0.
cable. Enjoy better. Call 1-855-1-TWC. By Mercury Insurance, on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com to get a fast, free quote and see how much you can save. And by Hyundai. Great deals on amazing cars are going on now at your Hyundai dealer. Visit buyhyundai.com today.
Game one of a four-game series against the Seattle Mariners. The Angels with an opportunity to pick up a game in the standings, with Houston having lost earlier tonight to the Cleveland Indians. But the Angels have yet to be able to figure out. Felix Hernandez has retired 9 consecutive batters since giving up the leadoff single to Trout in the 4th. And here in the 7th, he'll face Pujols, Ibar, and Joyce.
Well, because of that nice pitch by Ramos, you're still part of this game. He's on the mound where he's inherited 35 base runners. He has stranded 30 of the 35 base runners he's inherited. So Ramos has done a nice job as far as that.
Albert 0 for 2 with a pop-up and a strikeout. Flare out toward right center field. Ackley got a good jump on it, tracks it down for the first out.
Yeah, good read by Ackley. Again, we talked about him coming into the game. He's highlighted him as a third defender for Seattle. Second baseman. First came up to the major league level. A solid second baseman, moved to left. Now eventually here now in center. 15 start in that position this year.
And as we expected, Franklin Gutierrez takes over in right for Trumbo as he pinch ran for Mark. Ibar dropping a bunt. That is a beauty. Put it in your pocket. That's an infield base hit. Talk about deadening a baseball up the line.
Perfect bunt. Knee for base runners. Good decision by Eric Ibar. A smile from Alfredo Griffin. Straight off the end of the bat, just pushes it right down the line. Mentioned that, dead in that baseball. No chance for Seager, and we've seen him make a nice play earlier with the bare hand. No chance to make that throw against Ibar.
So Joyce will bow with a man on and one out. 1 for 2 tonight as he singled to center in the second inning. .86 pitches for Felix Hernandez, 64 strikes tonight. No runs, 5 hits, no errors. The Angels have left 3 on base. Seattle with 4 runs on 11 hits.
Hyundai key for this game to be successful against Felix Hernandez and the Mariners. Will cross down traffic, put some pressure, trying to create runs. Saw that earlier where Matt Joyce tried to go for first to throw it on the broken bat hit, and the outfield was eventually called out. But you have to be aggressive. Eric Ibar with a bunt single. Got to be creative against Felix Hernandez.
3 balls and no strikes, and it's 12 hits for Seattle. Crone on deck, 3-0 now, and there's ball 4. So now you have 2 on with 1 out, and the big boy C.J. Crone coming to the plate. That's the first free pass issued by Felix. Crone 1 for 2, broken bat single in the second, a strikeout looking in the 5th.
For C.J. Crone, you're just looking for that one mistake. Now, Felix Hernandez doesn't make many of them. As you progress in the game, 90 pitches thrown, you're more apt to make that one mistake. Now you have to capitalize on it now for C.J. Cron.
Halos tonight 0 for 3 with men in scoring position. Fastball up and in. Now, you usually get one inning against an elite starting pitcher where there's perhaps a little opening in the door. It's up to your team offensively to kind of kick that door open and try to scratch out some runs. Now that you're late in the game, do it against Felix, and then whoever comes into the ball game from the Mariners bullpen.
Especially, like you mentioned, there's always going to be an inning or so where, as good as you are, it doesn't matter. You're going to struggle, and late in the game, you're more apt to make mistakes when you've already had that pitch count go up. Even though it's still a manageable pitch count for Felix Hernandez, you could still more apt to make a mistake. And C.J. Cron, if he can have that swing that we saw down in Texas, be impressive.
Slider low. 2 balls, no strikes. Venture to say, just looking at the starts for Felix Hernandez, 17 of them prior to tonight. When you look at the pitch count for him, he is pretty much the average between 98 to 105 as he resides. 2-0 downstairs, 3 balls and no strikes.
7 in a row.
Carlos Perez on deck. Got to go automatic take here.
Yeah,
don't
you have to.
4-0
because you're going to get the same pitch 3-1 as you'll get 3-0 here. Now that 3-1 pitch, if he does indeed throw a strike, then you got to be ready to crush it.
Looks like some movement now. The Mariners pen. 3-0 pitch, and there's a strike. 3-1.
Now, if it's a 1-0 game, you may see a changeup, but I think you have to see a fastball from Felix Hernandez, even though he has good command of it.
Boy, with Felix, you never know, though.
Yes.
Well, that's the thing. He can go slider on you. He goes fastball, and that's rolled down the line foul, just wide of the bag. Full count.
Now, I'd be surprised if he got a fastball now. He got one there, and that was out over the plate. It was down, too. Just pulled off it enough where he pulled it foul for C.J. Cron. And this is one where you have to, if you read changeup and it starts at the knees, you got to let it go. Although he painted that fastball, I remember last time up, painted the outside corner at 93 on the 4-seam fastball.
Yeah, that lower part, too, of the strike zone. Ibar at second, Joyce at first, 1 out. 3-2 pitch, and he walks him on a changeup. He went off speed on a 3-2 count, so they're loaded up for Carlos Perez.
Like we thought he might do. This is all you want, is that opportunity. Hope to get those 2 up here at some point during this inning if he can.
Well, that would mean that they have done some damage in this inning.
And you need to, down by 4, so you got to have some good swings. You have to have patience too for Carlos Perez.
0 for 2, a fly ball to left and a line out to Miller, the shortstop, in his last at bat, and that was in the 5th. Here's the first one. He will look at a strike.
That's a good take. Even though it's a strike, that's a tough pitch. If you make contact, that's going to be on the ground.
Pitcher's pitch.
Yep.
Looking for that double play ball. Went around. No balls, 2 strikes.
So 2 off-speed pitches in a row. Yep. Across the plate. Because he moved his body that way, that forced the bat to cross the plate.
And he strikes out swinging. 2 outs.
There's going to be a pinch hitter.
After Navarro will pinch hit here for Taylor Featherston.
That's a nasty changeup.
Featherston finishes the night going 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. 263 average for Navarro. Pinch hit last night in the ninth inning and struck out. Ibar at third, Joyce at second, Crone at first. A single and back-to-back walks with one out to load him up. Halos now 0 for 4 with men in scoring position. Vidal Nuno getting ready for Seattle. First one. Breaking ball on the inside corner for a strike.
He's really been able to throw his curveball for strikes. He goes to his changeup to get a swing and miss. Miller playing almost in the he's in the outfield grass at his shortstop position. At this point, you'll even take a flare from Efren Navarro, anything to get some runs home.
Yep. One. Full foul. Got a breaking ball, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
In this spot, Felix Hernandez's go-to pitch has been his changeup.
Breaking ball rolled up the line, foul.
That's good technique by Alfredo. Moves that baseball in front of him.
Count remains at 1-2 with 2 outs. The bases loaded here in the 7th. Perez struck out for the second out. Giavotella on deck. The pitch, ground ball to third. Seager will go on to first base, and the Angels will leave them loaded. They had an opportunity and a big one. 7th inning stretch time. Seattle still on top. Ramos back out of the mound. Hey folks, stay tuned later tonight in the post-game show for the Business of Sports, brought to you by AutoNation.com and powered by AutoNation Chevrolet Valencia. David Freese enters the game defensively, taking over for Featherston. No other changes for the Angels. Cano, Cruz, and Seager against Ramos here in the 7th. And Robinson Cano, it's a towering fly ball out to right. Cole backs up, now comes in and to his right. One out.
Well, he just missed that. Was on the inner half of the plate. Anytime you see a hitter looking up at the Videotron just to see exactly where that pitch was located, he just felt he just missed it. He had to pitch the drive. He did, missed it. Ramos gets a fly ball out the right field.
Just want to check out how much they missed it by.
Yes. It really frustrate yourself going back in that dugout.
But you would never yell at a hitter to get back in the dugout.
No.
It's an out, right?
You should have hit it.
Here's Nelson Cruz.
Always had some fun words with hitters on the other team. Good friends.
Is there anybody that gave it back to you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Like it became something where it was constant every time you guys faced each other?
No, not every time.
No?
Bobby Rich got me one time early
Yeah?
on. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I jammed him and he flared, went right over Steve Balbone's head at first.
This one lined to right. It's a base hit for Cruz. Now, would Bobby Gritch say that he flared it over the head of Steve Balbone?
He probably said he squared it up.
Squared it up, yeah.
So I'm like, I didn't necessarily say it to Bobby Gritch, but I was mad because I thought I made a pitch. He flared it, and he screamed right back at me. And then George Brett came running and goes, "Hey, let him go. That's a situation you might not want." And I said, "Okay, cool, good swing, good swing." Because they had their battles over the years, the Angels and the Royals back in the day.
Seager looks at a strike. Mariner, third baseman, 2 for 3 with a couple of singles. Down the line, foul.
Well, Seattle, for a club that has struggled offensively, coming into the game to 231 batting average, 13 hits tonight.
Off speed inside. Short lead for Cruz over at first. Seager hits one toward the middle. That'll sneak through for his third hit of the night. Cruz will turn and stop right there. So back-to-back hits allowed by Ramos. Puts 2 on for Seth Smith.
Boy, credit Seattle. They've used the middle of the field quite a bit in the other way in this game. Certainly the way that Edgar Martinez used to swing the bat. He's taking over now as a hitting coach here, using the entire field. You talk about a guy that could hit to all fields and hit hard to all fields.
Smith 1 for 3. He's ahead of the count at 2 balls and no strikes. apparently missed low. Ramos behind in the count here at 3 balls, no strikes. Mike Moore getting ready. Three and one.
For Seattle, which is surprising, are hitting 20 points higher against left-handed pitching as compared to right-handed pitching. I think with their lineup loaded with a lot of left-handed batters, it's just the opposite.
Ground ball towards second, not hit that sharply. Ibar unable to turn the double play. It's going to be tough to turn it against Smith as he got jammed on that. Cruz ends up at third, 2 outs.
Good hard slide too from Seager prevents Eric from taking that shot and throwing it across to get a 4-6-3 double play.
Ackley tonight 2 for 3. 14 hit attack for the Mariners. No 1 count. The Angels in the 8th will have the top of the order coming up. It looks like Fernando Rodney will be called upon. There's Rodney. One ball, 1 strike. Angels loading him up with 1 out against Felix Hernandez, but he struck out Perez and then got Navarro to ground out to keep it a 4-0 Seattle lead. Cruz standing at third, Smith at first. Ground ball, right side, Giavotella to his left. And no damage coming across for Seattle. We'll head to the 8th. Top of the order coming up for the Angels, down 4-0.
As a result, the Mariners lead it 4-0 over the Halos. Welcome back, everyone. Ken French with you. And don't forget, following this one, it's all about Angels Live postgame presented by your SoCal Mazda dealers. Jose Mota and I will bring you all the reaction from this one. But don't forget, following the postgame show, it is Matt Shoemaker In my own words, Shu sits down with Jose Mota. He talks about the influence of his dad, also his time at Eastern Michigan, and the support of his family, especially his wife, after spending over 6 years in the minors before being called up to the big leagues last year. That's Matt Shoemaker, in my own words, following tonight's postgame show on Fox Sports West. Guys, back to you.
Frenchie, as always, we appreciate it. We began the 8th inning with the Angels setting up the top of their order to face former Angel Fernando Rodney.
Yeah, perseverance for Matt Shoemaker to make it to the big leagues, win 16 games last year. Very difficult in the minor leagues, especially when you're married, when eventually if you even have kids down there. It's such a difficult life, going from city to city, trying to work your way to fulfill your dream, and Matt Shoemaker certainly did that last year. What a great season he had last year. He's been on a roll last 3 starts, too. Pitched some very good baseball last 3 starts out for Matt Shoemaker.
Giavotella takes a fastball upstairs, 0 for 3 tonight. A pop-up and 2 ground outs to Kyle Seager. Thrown out on a very close play in the 6th inning. Little dribbler that Seager barehanded and made a fantastic throw on.
Rodney's fastball, we know that very well, 93 to 98. Very occasional slider. Solid changeup. He likes to throw his changeup a lot to get back into counts also. About 36% of his pitches are changeups according to Fangraphs.
Two balls and no strikes. Felix Hernandez, 7 innings tonight, 5 hits, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks, no runs.
The impressive thing, too, 104 pitches thrown, 72 strikes for Felix Hernandez.
Calhoun on deck, Trout to follow. 2-2, late on that one, rolls it foul.
Big thing when you look at Felix Hernandez outing, another solid 7 shutout innings, but what he did that last inning after 2 walks, loaded the bases, you have a chance, base loaded with 1 out, strikeout, and then a ground out. Kicked it in that next gear, get through the inning.
Broken bat roller, Robinson Cano is there. 1 down. Fans, the Angel host the Twins on July 22nd. That's 7:05 start. Fans in attendance will receive a Hawaiian Rally Monkey courtesy of Singevity while supplies last. Purchase your tickets today at the Angel Stadium ticket office or online. Is that the Hawaiian Rally Monkey that will suction cup to your dashboard and will hula dance for you while you drive?
Hope so.
You get a hula on that day?
Oh, there's no doubt. You got the Hawaiian hat and now the Hawaiian Rally Monkey.
You are the Don Ho of this broadcast.
Oh.
There's no doubt about it.
Oh. Little tiny bubbles.
One ball, no strikes on Cole, who's 1 for 3. .36th game for Fernando Rodney, 5.29 ERA, 16 saves. Kind of got off to a slow start in April and May. Bounced back in June. And Cole gets into one to deep right field. Gutierrez back at the wall. That is gone. No shutout tonight as Cole Calhoun goes big fly for the 10th time this year. It is 4-1 Seattle.
Well, you always feel you have a chance. Fernando Rodney will make those occasional mistakes. He will walk batters. And that's a mistake right out over the plate. At 95-mile-an-hour fastball, but a pitch for a guy with good power like Cole Calhoun could do some damage because it's upstairs. 10th home run. Doing double figures in home runs and doubles this season. Good bat flip for Cole Calhoun also.
6th home run that Fernando Rodney's allowed.
That made it over a 380 sign by a lot.
Change up to Trout for a strike. Trout 1 for 3 with a single and 2 punch outs against Felix. So the Angels get on the board. It took until the 8th, but they are finally there. Broken bat roller up the middle. Miller comes charging in, gets rid of it quickly, and Morrison has it for the second out.
Yeah, because Trout was jammed, they couldn't get out of that batter's box as quick as normal. It was inside at 98 after a changeup the pitch before.
Albert a 0 for 3 game. Bouncer to Cano. That'll do it for the Angels. The Halos do get on the board. Cole with his 10th of the year, 47th RBI, but the Angels, as they head to the bottom of the 8th, still down 4-1.
A good swing by Cole.
For you to tweet your strongest fan photo using hashtag #WestStateOfStrongFan. You just might see yourself in an upcoming Angels broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. Mike Morin relieves Cesar Ramos to start this 8th inning. Scheduled to face the bottom third of the order. Gutierrez, Miller, and Zunino. Morin 23rd game. 1-1 mark and a 5.82 ERA. Did not pitch last night, but did pitch in Tuesday night's game. 1 inning in that one, struck out 2 and allowed a hit, and also walked a man. Cesar Ramos went 1 2/3, giving up 2 hits and nothing more. Gutierrez 6 for 22 this year at the major league level.
Still a great story just to see him back in baseball.
Lines this one out to left center. It's a base hit. Joyce cuts it off, gets it back in.
That's the one pitch that's give Mike Morin some troubles this year, is slider and locating that pitch. Needs that slider to go along with his fastball and really good changeup that he has, especially against right-handed batters. A little bit too much of the plate on that slider.
Miller checked his swing. No, he did not. Good changeup.
And he has that changeup. He throws left-handed batters that run away from the left-hander. And he has that changeup. He throws to a right-handed batter that cuts. Slightly different grip for his changeup, for two different movements in his changeup. Both cut and go away.
Miller tonight 0 for 2 with a sac fly. Picked up his 26th RBI in the 4th inning. Garrett Richards got the start tonight, went 5 1/3, gave up a career high tying 12 hits. This one down the line, past Freeze. Inside out approach. Joyce cuts it off. So now the first two have reached to start this 8th inning.
They certainly have had their fair share of base runners in this game, Seattle, yet it's still a close game. 4-1. Two base runners thrown at home. Stayed back on that one, let that ball travel deep in the strike zone, and has punched that right down the third base line.
Sacrifice attempt here is popped up and rolls foul. Most hits the Mariners have had this year in a 9-inning game. 17. That was back on April 19th against Texas. And 16 hits tonight. They came out swinging it big time against Garrett Richards. 3 hits in the first, 3 hits in the second, but just a 2-0 deficit for the Angels. This one up the third base line. Freeze has it. Sacrifice advances Gutierrez to third base. Miller to second. 1 out.
And it almost looked like David Freese was thinking about trying to let that one roll foul, but I think he made the right decision again because of no batting practice today, getting in late. You didn't get a chance really to, during batting practice, maybe roll a couple baseballs or so down that each line to see if it would indeed roll foul. We know in Anaheim it doesn't roll foul.
With Morrison due up and Cano to follow, a couple of lefties, Mike Scioscia is going to bring in Jose Alvarez and match up here with runners at second and third and 1 out. So we have ourselves a pitching change in the 8th. The Angels trailing at 4-1. second and third with one out as Jose Alvarez takes over. 29th game for him this year. 2-1 record, a 3.38 ERA, facing Logan Morrison as the Angels play their infield in. Morrison, a 1-for-4 game, homered back in the first. And the first pitch is a breaking ball outside.
And Alvarez has 33 strikeouts and 34 2/3 innings pitched. He's a punch out here.
Almost too good of a pitch there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Good fastball up. 1-2. Morrison's hit 171 against left-handed pitching this year. Faced Ramos in the 6th inning. With runners at the corner, saw one pitch and grounded into the inning-ending 4-6-3 double play. Two base runners belonging to Mike Morin. Foul back.
Yeah, that got too much of the plate. That breaking ball, you can see where Carlos Perez was setting up. Wanted that pitch off the outside corner. Instead, it was on the inside corner and down.
Fastball. Just missed down and away. You would think that's kind of the area of the strike zone you want to start the slider.
Yeah, it's a perfect spot right now to throw his slider outside part of the plate. Should be able to get him to chase after it.
In theory.
Yeah, because you don't want anything on the inner half of the plate against him.
2-2. Fastball that was up a little bit. Danger zone.
And towards that middle end part of the plate, too. And you can see the type of swing he got on that.
Fastball back up the middle. Ibar has it, and they've got Miller to run down. Gutierrez wasn't running. Now Freeze, off balance throw. They get Gutierrez for out number 2. Miller runs into an out. Essentially, it gets Gutierrez to run into an out. Morrison reaches on the fielder's choice.
He's going on contact, but that's a play right in front of him. Surprised he did go. They created a very difficult throw, too, for Freeze. As he runs Miller towards third, and then the throw, and then Gutierrez is going. A good throw at the end, off balance throw by Freeze.
Unless Franklin didn't get the sign. I mean, to me, you're up 4-1 in the 8th inning. Why aren't you going on contact?
Got to be going on contact there. That's another difficult throw.
Yeah.
For an infielder, because it's going to be an off balance throw from Eric Ibar. Even though he has a good throwing arm, it's going to be a tough throw.
So now Robinson Cano. Breaking ball down and away. Cano 1 for 4, doubled in the first. This one down the left field line. Could be trouble, and that is just foul.
Well, he kept his hands back so well on that pitch. Hit the ball well the other way, but fortunately enough for the Eagles, it's foul.
Cano's bat starting to heat up. Double he picked up in the first inning, his 22nd of the year. 2 balls and a strike. Looking ahead to the Angels' 9th. Ibar, Joyce, and Crone to face Carson Smith, who's loosening in the Mariners' pen. He's ready to go, actually. He's been up for a little bit. Assuming this score holds. Otherwise, they might go with someone else. 2-2. Cano didn't like that call.
Yeah, a little bit off the plate.
Two. Ground ball right side. Givatella can't get it. RBI single, scores Miller. Morrison goes to third. It's a 5-1 Seattle lead. Down and in on Robinson Cano as he picks up his 30th run batted in.
Yeah, a danger spot against Cano, no question about it. Quick with his hands.
So Seattle gets that run back. It's charged to Morin. And now you've got Nelson Cruz at the plate. 2 for 4 game for Cruz with a couple of singles. Seattle has matched its season high in the hits category, 17 tonight. Dribbler toward third. Freeze got to hurry. Bare hands it, off balance throw, and he fires it away. Did not have a handle on it. Cano turns at third, stays right there. It's a 6-1 Mariners lead.
It should end up being a base hit and an RBI for Cruz. See, as he got that baseball, basically had the baseball on his fingertips. Never thinking that Cruz is going to hit a slow roller like that. As a third baseman, you're going to be playing back. Difficult play for Freeze. Couldn't get the handle on the baseball.
Single with an RBI for Cruz, and David Freese gets charged with the error, letting Cano advance to third. So this inning continues. 6-1 Seattle here in the 8th. Kyle Seager, 7th man to bat in the inning. 3-hit game for him.
Nice job by Perez to be able to keep that in front. Overthrown slider in the dirt, well off the plate. He is very good behind the plate, Carlos Perez, as far as blocking pitches in the dirt.
Two balls, one strike. Two one. Seager a swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So it'll be Nuno coming on in relief in the 9th inning. No longer a save situation. Came over with Mark Trumbo from the Diamondbacks. Two pitch. Outside, full count. And he walked him. So they're loaded up. So now it's Seth Smith at the plate with the bases loaded at 2 outs. A 1-for-4 game. Fastball for a strike. Little flare. Giavotella has it go off his glove. 1 run in. It is 7-1. Nice effort by Johnny Giavotella. Could not come up with it.
Yeah, almost an unbelievable play for him. And the full extension on the dive, just off his glove. Far enough away, you're not going to have a play at second.
So Smith gets credited with a single and an RBI.
19 hits now in the game for Seattle.
And they're still loaded. Here's Dustin Ackley. Ackley tonight 2 for 4 with a couple of singles, 2 runs scored. Little dribbler. Pujols will have to hurry, gloves it down. Alvarez barehands it. They get the out, and the 8th is finally in the books. But Seattle tacks on 3. We'll head to the 9th with the Angels down 7-1.
Now it's time for the top tier play of the game, brought to you by Arco. Felix Hernandez had a very good changeup work against Trout. Pujols Trout again on his changeup. Breaking ball 2 against Calhoun, and then a slider when he needed to. He got that quality pitch, especially when you had a shot at him in the 7th inning. Loaded the base, a couple walks and a single, but came through with a strikeout against Perez and then a ground out. Another 7 shutout innings for King Felix.
Vidal Nuno comes on in relief here. 12th game, 0-1 record at 2.16 ERA. Came over, as I mentioned, in the June 3rd trade with the Diamondbacks, along with Mark Trumbo. He'll pitch the 9th. Ibar, Joyce, and Crone coming up for the Angels. 19 hits for Seattle, 6 for the Angels. Ibar has 1 of them. That was a bunt base hit. Eric 1 for 3. 19 hits, the most the Angels have allowed this year, and the most that Seattle has picked up this season. 1 ball would strike. Lost tonight, snapped the Angels' win streak. And they would remain a game and a half back of the Houston Astros. Lost tonight. This is back up the middle. Boy, I don't know how that didn't hit Nuno. A rocket back up the box, and it's a leadoff single for Eric. Second hit of the night.
Stay back well in that baseball. Right back up the middle approach. Not over the plate. He reacted as that baseball was by him. Been there before.
Hoping it's by you without hitting you.
Exactly.
Oh, what count on Joyce. Left fielder tonight, 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. Go back to that 7th inning. A 1-out single, 2 walks to load him up for the Angels against Felix Hernandez. At the point to 4-0 Seattle lead. But then Felix struck out Perez and then got Navarro to ground out. 1-2. The only run on the board for the Angels. Cole Calhoun's solo shot in the 8th. 10th of the season. Hector Santiago will be on the mound tomorrow night. Game 2. Mike Montgomery. Been a nice find for Seattle. 4-2 with a 1.62 ERA. So battle of lefties tomorrow night.
From Hart High School in Santa Clarita.
1-2. Joyce fouls it back. One, two. Two. Joyce takes a called strike, 3, 1 out.
Pitch just a little bit off the outside corner.
Lloyd McClendon here in a 7-1 game in the 9th. Looks like he's going to make a pitching change.
Going with the righty versus righty.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Pitching break, 7-1 Seattle. for Vidal Nuno. Farquhar has had some issues this year. A call from AAA today. 13th game, 0-1 record, a 5.02 ERA. So maybe Lloyd just wanting to get him some work, build his confidence up.
Yeah, it's got a good fastball velocity-wise, 92 to 96. Cut fastball, throws a lot of cut fastballs and changeup.
C.J. Crone, 1 for 2. Single, strikeout, and a walk. Ibar takes second on indifference. Two on. Crone pulls one, and that is past Seager. Ibar's going to be stopped at third. So a two-hit game for C.J. Crone. The runners at the corners now for Perez.
Gets it by Seager, which hasn't been easy to do tonight. He's made some solid defensive plays.
Carlos an 0 for 3 game. Fly ball to left, a line out, and a strikeout.
You know, the big at bat at this game and what you were trying to come back was Carlos against Felix Hernandez, especially that second pitch, threw a changeup off the plate, a check swing, called a strike. And eventually Felix struck him out.
Three and one.
Might force the bullpen to get moving again down there in Seattle.
Looks like it. I'm sure my brother's thrilled.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Yeah.
He likes to move around down there.
Especially late in a game like this.
Yes.
3-2. Bouncer foul. Carson Smith back up. He was loosening in the bottom of the 8th inning when it was a 4-1 Mariner lead. Shouldn't take him long. Freeze on deck. 3-2, and he walked him, so they're loaded up for Freeze. So Farquhar comes in, gives up a single, walks Perez. And now we'll face Freeze. Here's his first plate appearance of the night. Took over defensively in the 7th. 247 average on the season. 15 doubles, 10 home runs, 36 runs batted in. And now Zunino's going to go out and talk things over. Ibar standing at third, Crone at second, Perez at first. This is sharply hit to short. Miller feeds Cano for one, the relay back, and that is in time. Maybe a game-ending double play. Mike Scioscia's going to take a look at it. If the call stands, the Angels lose this one 7-1. If the call gets overturned, it's 7-2 with 2 outs. Scioscia standing at the top of the dugout area. Good hustle by Freeze, but he was hacking on that first pitch from Farquhar. Mike Scioscia is going to have a look at this one.
See if that foot gets down. Yeah, that foot's on the base before the ball is secured.
Truth be told, I'm surprised it took that long. Unless, if it's definitive downstairs that he was out, fine, I get it. But otherwise, why not just go ahead and, if there's a chance you're going to go ahead and review it.
Yeah, it looked like he beat it out.
Yeah. If it gets overturned, it's an RBI, fielder's choice for Freeze. Johnny Giavatella's due up.
And your top of the order's up at that point. Looks like that foot's definitely on the base before the baseball is secure. By Logan Morrison at first base, the stretch. Good angle here. Foot on the base before that baseball is in the glove. Looks like they're ready to make the call. Definitely safe.
Maybe they're not ready to make the call. Nope. Safe at first. So Ibar scores. Crone ends up at third. And the Angels have runners at the corners with 2 outs. Fielder's choice for David picks up the RBI, and now Giavatella will come up. Johnny 0 for 4. 1 pop up, 3 ground outs. Two balls to no strikes. Calhoun on deck. Three and 0 now. Farquhar has given up a single, a walk, and now the fielder's choice, and on the verge of perhaps loading him up for the second time.
And anytime you see a pitcher after 3 in a row out of the zone, not even step off the pitching rubber, oh, you got to get that inside call. That was off the plate. Most times that's not going to be a strike. Usually when you throw 3 in a row out of the zone, you want to step off the pitching rubber just to clear your mind there for a second. You're in that muscle memory mode as far as your arm angle.
3-1, and now they're loaded up again. Here comes Lloyd McClendon. So his matchup game didn't work out so well. He's going to have to go out and get his closer now. Pitching change once again here in the 9th inning. Carson Smith will be called upon. The base is loaded with 2 outs, and Cole due up. It's 7-2 Seattle. for Cole Calhoun. He will have his hands full here with Carson Smith. 1-2 record, a 1.80 ERA, 5 saves. This is his 37th game. He is a slide piece master.
Yeah, good fastball too at 92 to 96. But you're right, a lot of sliders, occasional changeup also. Back in the 8th inning, Cole Calhoun against Fernando Rodney. That barrel of baseball. Crushed that one out over the 380 sign. His 10th home run. Look at that squaring up with that barrel of the bat. Cole certainly did on that pitch from Fernando Rodney. Cole can reach base. Mike Trout will represent the tying run.
Yep. Crone standing at third base. Freeze at second, and Giavotella at first.
I'll bet on 2-7.
Caught the top part of the strike zone. And I'm talking about just barely. 0-1. Multi-hit game for Cole. 2 extra base hits with the double in the first, the home run in the 8th. 47 runs batted in now. Ground ball. Logan Morrison has it. Feeds Smith, and this one is over. The Angels add a run here in the 9th. Seattle takes game 1 by the final of 7-2.
Yeah, it came down to Felix Hernandez, threw the ball exceptionally well, 7 shutout innings. Logan Morrison got it started for the attack for Seattle. 19-hit attack, 7-run score for Seattle. We're able to win this one. Balanced attack for Seattle throughout the game, but King Felix also very dominant himself.
Garrett Richards gave up 12 hits tonight, and it just wasn't his game as the Angels offense could not figure out Felix Hernandez. Halos dropped the opening game of the series by the final of 7-2. Stick around. Angels Live postgame will break it down. That's coming up next.